We are here to bring you everything and anything surrounding Porsche. I'm Mike.
I'm Aaron.
And this is P-Car Talk. Boys ready?
What it do?
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, welcome to the episode of P-Car Talk. I'm Mike.
I'm Aaron.
We're at the legendary RMC with Danny and Eddie. Yo. The House of Mods.
That's what house music is what's going on right now.
Yeah, House of Mods. That's what this place is, literally. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Always, anytime.
Always love coming in here. We've done business in the past, obviously, on a personal level too, and then obviously, media-wise. So always good to come here and visit you guys. You guys are good peeps. Got a lot of mutual friends. So let's talk about, it's,
what a sweet
Porsche weekend essentially.
Yeah.
You guys are having an open house on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's gonna be a crazy weekend, man. A lot of events.
Your open house always gets pretty rowdy, right?
I mean, let's see, Sometimes it's
too
many people
yeah.
and it's not fun,
No, yeah.
So it's, well, we should have a good turnout Friday night,
Guys always
nobody
do,
gets
man.
too trashed. And,
So let's talk about, you guys, I feel like every time I come, and it's hard, it's almost like Porsche in general. I feel like you guys turn up every time I come here, as far as when I watch you guys throughout the year, because I follow you on social and all that stuff. And what I mean by that is not just from a Porsche level, but just the cars that you have in here, and the raddest shit you have, talking about GTRs. You have rad GTRs, rad BMWs come in here. You'll get Euro slick tops and all that kind of stuff, M3s. And do you guys just literally just pound the internet and have so many contacts? How do you guys find all this shit? Because I feel like you don't have to say exactly how you're doing
exact context.
we're not. Yeah.
Things.
I mean, we just look at a lot of shit that we've talked about this every time. It's just broadening your horizon. I think just as a
constantly watching, online and just exhausting all your options, calling your customers, seeing who might be down to.
And I think that's cool too. You guys have we talked about this offline at lunch. You guys have a deep Rolodex too.
I text somebody 30 times until they're like, all right, fuck you, we're just going to sell you the car.
Whatever you want, bro.
Bro, just stop texting me,
Can
bro.
I fucking block you now? Or can you just take the car?
No, it's not like that. No. It's, bro, just being just like before to now. I mean, everything's the same, dude. Just
consistency.
Finding shit that that normal dealers just look upon, look past, mods aren't favorable to some,
That's true.
A lot of people mess with the modified market, they get burnt, you're buying a modified car, sometimes they don't know how to present it or maintain it, or don't know how to find the right buyer for it, or don't know how to really value what's good, what's bad, what's tired, what's fresh, or just not be transparent about things. Just because it's modified doesn't mean it's good.
That's true.
There's a lot of shit boxes that are that are done the wrong way. Just because they threw a bunch of good parts at it doesn't mean that the car works.
And sometimes you guys end up even getting a Mickey Mouse piece of shit, and you guys have to fix everything on it.
100%.
And a lot of people, as customers, or maybe that's never been here before, don't even realize all the back office work that you guys have to do to bring something back to life. Where you get something and you're like, oh, it looks kind of dope, and it got here, and you're like, this fucking thing's.
I've been working at it for 6 months. Yeah.
Not to mention sourcing the right parts. Having the patience of finding things. It's not easy.
Which is unique to you guys, because then that's probably another thing where a lot of shops don't want to take that time. You guys see the vision in it, meaning like you just said, 6 months into something where some shops are like, I don't even want to fuck with that because it's going to be 7-8 months before I can get that car sold.
Yeah, man. I mean, I have cars that are going on a year plus already, of sorting. Things from certain people that sell me a car, they say it's X, and when I get it,
it's not that.
It's not, even though it might have a bunch of good parts, but they always seem to, forget. They always forget to leave something out.
And the same ass clown buyer that's not an enthusiast buys a car, and you tell them everything that's wrong with it, and then they buy it, and then they still want to call on you and whine about
actually,
it, right?
bro, I think no, we haven't had that issue. Thank God, bro, we haven't had that issue.
It's rare.
I think that, people are starting to realize. I think that it was just when you're an entry level collector, and you're going from your everyday sports car to an older car. I think people have already gotten accustomed to learning how to deal with very small things, and obviously just being, bro. We are more transparent. Not that we weren't, but we're more transparent than ever. We had an AMG in here the other day. And also, then that comes with learning. You know, we've learned a lot over the years. Like, we've learned like very specific details on things to look for in cars that most people won't. Like, we had an AMG sec. You know, it was not a wide body sec or nothing, but it was an AMG tuned motor, AMG headers, wide pipe, and you know, exhaust, wheels, kit, and just like some interior bits. But like, I could have sold the car and not told the guy anything, but the AMG monoblocks are known to crack, you know, like at the face. Like, you really can't see it. But like, we went so far to point out that the car had stress cracks, like
like hairline cracks.
hairline,
It wasn't
like
losing
just
air
like
or
something
anything,
so
but definitely
stupid.
something to
He
be,
could drive the
you
car
know,
for another 10 years and not notice it, or maybe the fucking wheel falls off.
Exactly.
I don't know. But he knows.
But you need to know.
And that guy, you know, he's like, you know, dude, just send me a list of everything that's wrong with the car, and I'll buy whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really get people that whine that much. I mean, we recently sold an E46 M3 to an idiot more than anything. It's not that there was literally nothing wrong with the car, but the car was sold as a agency power headers. It was a fucking mint 06 comp 6B carbon box,
black,
330
red
wheel.
interior. Super nice.
Subframe panels, fucking everything. Carbon box, like I said, BBS E28s, badass suspension. Car has agency power catless headers. It's advertised as that. Guy gets the car and he leaves us, you know, he hits us up. He's like, you sold me a car without cats. That's illegal in the state of Florida, according to
He's out of
statute
state, by the way.
16.478. You guys legally cannot sell a car without cats. We're like, yeah,
90% of our inventory has no cats.
I don't think, unfortunately for the environment, 90% of our cars don't have cats, you know, like, the guy got mad at that, you know, like, and the car has super flush.
But still made the purchase.
Right,
Mind you,
but this is after.
Yeah,
It
said
complaining
it,
after, and it says that in the description.
So before we could even, and we had the factory exhaust manifolds, but before we could even send them back, this guy's already like fucking threatening to sue us and shit, like over catless headers. We're like, dude, we have the factory part. Like, if you're that pressed on it,
if you want
we'll send you back.
no problem.
But luckily, I think we've only had like 2 or 3 scenarios where it's usually
it's rare.
Entry level. It's always the entry level guys, you know. And now that once they get something, they're like, okay, fine, you know.
I think that probably happens in a good way for you because you sell so many cars, right? Like, over volume, you're going to have some of those, right? Because you
Can't
sell
keep
so
everybody
much
happy,
volume.
no matter
It's
what
kind of
you do.
one of those. If you only sold like 10 cars a year, it'd be kind of weird if you had a bunch of those guys, right? But like the fact that you're selling,
you have a bigger problem.
Yeah.
If you sell 10 cars and you have 5 of them are issues, but we have maybe as far as customers, like, and we always work it out, dude. I mean, I've sent back more.
That's another good thing too.
I've sent back and fixed more things for people ever than before, you know. Like, and it's not.
And even stuff like you see, like a good example, a mutual friend, we won't use his name, but bought a Porsche, didn't even ask for it, but the kind of guys you guys are, like, battery box needed a little bit of help. A lot of them do. And he didn't ask for it, and you guys sent him money for it, basically. You know, like that kind of stuff. And like, I think it says a lot about what you guys are and like what you believe in and the cars you believe in and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's a lot of
Not only
awesome
that, you
stuff.
start getting repeat business, and it's just
And he's bought multiple cars on top
Exactly.
of that. Yeah, so exactly. So let's talk about some of the recent stuff. Obviously,
We always got to open with this shit.
I want to.
It's always like, all right, you guys got some shitty customers, or what's going on here?
No. I don't mean it like that. I just want to give people
Yeah,
like the basis of like what kind of actually it leads to what kind of stand up guys you guys are though. Like, because what you stand up by, what you believe in, and all that kind of shit.
I mean, we sold this car to Jesse out in Colorado. The car had a closed loop system, so it wouldn't learn.
Utah.
In Utah, it's 4,000. Sorry, Utah.
Yeah,
I was
elevation.
getting-
Yeah.
4,000 feet of elevation. The car has no way of learning air density.
Yeah.
So the car wouldn't run because it was running so fat.
Yeah.
For sea level.
So it was unhappy,
So the car
yeah.
wouldn't run.
It wouldn't even turn over,
It
huh?
wouldn't turn over. So we ended up, we sold it to him for X. I sent him back, $9,000.
Yeah.
For something that I mean, realistically, I'm not responsible for, but I wanted him to be genuinely happy with the car.
Yeah.
Like, that was, I hyped the car up a lot, and he couldn't even drive the car. It felt fucking terrible.
Sucks.
But that's not, we never took into account that elevation wouldn't,
Yeah.
that would be
4,000
that
feet.
drastic, but it's literally 4,000 feet. It's not like
Yeah.
we went to Ocala and it's like 200 feet of elevation.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Watch out.
So, and he got a bunch of things buttoned up, and I guess, he just had a change of heart, and he decided to get into road racing because
Yeah.
these cars don't make that much power at that 4,000 feet of elevation. So he just got into road racing, and I bought it back, and basically, a year later, I just give him his money. Literally, it's a full investment.
Exactly.
Like, I would love to have these cars back. Like,
And then that's another thing too. Now,
I just bought that 89 turbo. We just gave this guy fucking $20,000 profit. I mean, obviously the car market's hot, but these are things that we've been talking about from our first podcast. Like, oh yeah, you know, the cars are gonna go up, they're gonna go up, they're gonna go up, but they're fucking actually going up.
Yeah, it's not a sales pitch. It's legit.
Not a sales pitch.
You know?
Like, it sounds like bullshit at first, but it's genuinely.
And if
going
everybody
up.
listened to us and bought fucking cars a year ago,
Yeah.
like they'd be in profit right now on their car.
We're going so far into the virtual world that people are grasping onto things that are real.
It's so wild.
Like, and it's the only things that are real are machines that you can control and
things you can put your hands on.
Yeah.
You're in a Zoom meeting all day long. You don't want
I'm gonna NFT all of my fucking cars for the fucking metaverse. It's fucking happening. I'm doing it.
You're doing that all day. Like,
you're like, fuck that.
great.
Mike's GT3,
You get tired
Mike's
of that shit.
964,
Yeah.
Marlboro 94.
but like,
NFT
at what
this
point,
shit.
even if you love NFTs and you're making $1 million a day, you're still like, okay, like now I want to go feel something. Like,
Yeah.
you're
Feel
gonna get in
something
your
real,
plaid,
right?
like, you know, unless you got a plaid, you know, what you're gonna go and get in your Tesla and let it drive you around.
Exactly.
Like, you need something to fucking
Yeah.
let you get your.
Yeah. Get scared a little bit.
Get
It's good
scared
to
a
be
little bit.
fucking scared.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The closer you the more you push to the limit, I guess the closer you are to death, it makes you feel more alive.
It does. It's true. Speaking of death, the Andile car, that tries to kill you, right?
No, shit's crazy. Craziest air-cooled car I've driven hands down to date. And I've driven a lot of shit.
What can you share about that car without being too, I mean, obviously not sharing, I mean, not, you know, telling you like your source or any of that stuff, but like, tell us some cool shit about that car, because I've saw it for the first time in person at Rolex. You guys had the deck lid open. I got to see some of the motor. Watched your stories on it. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I think everybody's reaction to it, if you're a car person, I'm totally captivated by that fucking car.
Blows you away when you see it.
Like when I see it, I'm just kind of like, yes.
Not only that, it's just its presence on the street. You never see anything like that rolling around, you know?
And
I
it's
mean,
yellow.
regardless of looks, like, you park that shit next to what would be the craziest air-cooled car, you know, aesthetically, an RWB, and you park that next to it, and you can immediately tell that it's just not.
Yeah.
It's not a bolt-on fender kit with wheels.
Yeah.
These are not the same.
Like, they are not the same.
The
So
plexi
it's-
windows and everything.
it's got a cool history, too.
No, it's got a. I mean, dude. For somebody to outsource work.
Tell us.
We
a
were
little
just
bit
talking about.
Tell us about like where it came
Like,
from and all.
we were
that.
just talking about how Japan builds the craziest shit. People think that we get everything from Japan. 30% of our inventory is from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving a lot of cars from the United States. But as far as like for social media, like the shit that's more interesting comes from Japan.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna tell me like, you know, we sell all our cars. You know, half of them don't hit social media because, to me, personally, it's my blog.
Yeah.
You know, or he sells all of it. But for mine, I want to post the craziest shit I could find. You know, regardless whether it's not for clout. I feel like I'm trying to show people that.
Yeah, you're trying to
this
share
is-
it.
I'm sharing like what I think is going to be the craziest driving experience. You know, like what's going to be the ultimate driving experience. But for somebody to outsource work from Japan, to ship a car from Japan to the United States, to ship it back to Japan, to get basically what would be the best in the business to work on the car, I think
That says a lot, right?
mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
You know, just the Wagner Motorsports Evolution body kit, you know, with integrated intercoolers and the outbuilt 3.6, 600 horsepower and a car, regardless of the cage, it drives so well you could daily drive the car.
That's insane.
Like, I could put a tag on that shit and I could drive it this entire week.
That's how well behaved
Zero
it is.
issues, bro.
Yeah.
Well, it drives like a stock 993 turbo.
That's insane.
Obviously, besides the crazy noises it's making, like,
Right.
you know, all the solid mounts and, you know, in the gears and
I was gonna say
The
like
NASCAR windows.
yeah. No, the car's, it's got everything steel synchros, and I mean, it's
Oh my god, I mentioned that.
and all
thing.
the solid mounts. You really hear everything.
That just must be incredible.
So,
like
I mean-
talking about sensation car, like that one, unbelievable.
I mean, we
Checks
took
a lot of boxes.
We took it to Champion, and it was they ate lunch under the car for 3 months. Like, they didn't want to give me the car back. And this is
was there for a minute.
straight up. Like,
Yeah.
anyone that knows anybody at Champion, call them and ask them about that car.
Yeah.
And they fucking lost their mind. They said it's the best non-factory GT2 Evolution they've ever seen in their
Yeah.
life. You know, as far as attention to detail, all the parts used, and it's a car that can't be duplicated. It doesn't matter what amount of money you have today. You can't make shit like that.
Yeah, because that was a time and period when they built that. Like, that's when Andy Isle and all that, like, that was when all that stuff was, they were current, like, at that time, really doing all of the best shit they were doing, right?
As far as tuning, I think the economy was the best in Japan. The economy was great here.
Yeah.
So I think it was open.
Perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm for an open checkbook build.
Yeah.
I mean, who the fuck takes a 40,000 kilometer, speed yellow, 993 turbo, perfect car.
No sunroof.
No sunroof.
Yes,
and
like
then
top
just like
car, and then do that to it.
at the time, that spent at the time
Yeah.
$300,000.
Yeah.
Today,
That's about
Yeah,
it.
times that,
$500,000.
yeah.
You know, like, and
Insane.
still to make that whole package work. You know, it's such a well thought out build. Everything was done like with past knowledge. It's not
Yeah.
like my car that I'm learning as I go. Whoever
Yeah.
built that shit
Trial and error.
literally knew everything that it needed to be
Yeah.
the maximum attack.
Yeah.
Like the wildest.
It
ride.
looks like it too. Like it
Yeah, it
looks,
plays a part.
It looks every bit of the business, and like as you described, you know, we won't get into speed, but you were talking about how quickly you guys were moving and how fast that car was pulling away from you when you were in another car watching that car go.
Yeah.
Which is kind of insane
I
to
mean,
think about.
I don't care. If you're doing 180 miles an hour GT3 and this
Yeah.
shit literally, all you see is fucking rocks
Yeah.
and fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a car with arrow.
Yeah.
All you see just literally disappear.
Just take a yeah, see ya.
disappear.
Yeah.
You it really.
Look who it is.
Look who shows up.
Yeah.
It really
That was the fastest from work to here
It
ever.
really kind of blows your mind, you
Yeah.
know, on how an air-cooled car functions. You know, how it's supposed to function, which is, at the end of the day, I mean, here we have speed limits and stuff, but these cars, where they've been used, there is no speed limit and or off track.
Yeah.
You know, if you're at the Autobahn, like, if you're on the Wangan or the Autobahn,
Yeah.
like, you're basically lawless, you know, maximum speed
That's true. Whatever you got.
for long distance.
Yeah,
You're
very
all
long
out.
distance.
You
Yeah.
know, and to make a car work like that is a whole different level. So when a car feels a certain way, when a car pulls after 140 miles an hour and on,
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's power.
it's the best. I mean, for me, bro, being somebody, he's owned 100. How many cars you own? 30 cars, and you don't
Something
sell
like that.
cars. When we get in these cars and they pull so hard up top, there's not like road racing is my favorite. Like I really do like circuit, you know, or track
Yeah.
days, whatever you want to call it. But top speed is
Yeah.
a feeling unlike.
Well, especially like you said,
Anything
when you're at
you
140
have
and it
ever
pulls
felt.
like you're at a drag strip, dead stand still, and you're like, wow, we're already triple digits and it's pulling like it's sitting still.
No,
Like this is insane.
Stretching its legs.
I mean, dude, to do 200 miles an hour in a 90s car
Yeah,
is-
that'll make you feel alive.
An experience.
it'll make you feel alive. Man.
Yeah.
You'll never shake so hard in your life.
Adrenaline.
You're kind of freaking. Holy fuck!
I almost died, but I'm here now.
Yeah. I mean, it's an irreplaceable
I just
feeling.
fucking time travel, bro.
But they've been doing it for fucking 25 years. It's just getting a car that's like capable of doing it still, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll go, you know, people do 200 miles an hour in their new fucking Lambo, and it gets there it's like 200 miles an hour, you get there in 4 seconds, you
Yeah.
know? Like, congratulations. You have a 2,500 horsepower Lambo
Yeah.
that has traction control, stability control, fucking attacks
Exactly.
different.
All-wheel drive,
You know,
all
Yeah.
electronics.
Well, still
Leave-
that same sensations. at all.
leave the bitch there in 5th gear for fucking a mile and a half. Let it eat.
Yeah. No power steering.
No,
nothing. No
nothing.
power. Nothing.
That's got electric power steering, but
Yeah.
even at those speeds, it's sketchy because
Oh.
it's so like
well, I'm sure that thing
you have to,
trams.
you have
like
to
a
turn off the
motherfucker.
electric power steering because if not, you hit a bump and it's
It'll
like,
overcorrect.
It's like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. So manual power steering and no ABS.
Yeah.
and it'll make you
better have
put
your-
some diapers on.
Yeah. I was gonna say you better have your nuts strapped on tight
Adult
for that
diapers.
ride.
Yeah. Eddie knows a little bit about that.
All about the diaper life.
All about the giggling life. If you're not giggling in the car after the pull,
Yeah.
you know,
I agree.
if that's what you're looking for. If you're
Yeah.
looking for a back hill, you know, what's it called? I don't even know what you guys
Yeah,
call it.
like
because I don't
probably
have
just-
any of that shit. I just got
Like a
highways.
mountain car.
A mountain car, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Backroads car.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Like that's fun.
Yeah.
Canyon carver.
Canyon
Yeah, because
car,
that's a whole different style of driving, like you said.
It is.
And that's tough in its own right, right?
Mhm.
To do that. So you were talking about big speeds. I actually want to tap into your knowledge for our listeners with the Midnight Club. I know you go deep into it, so I'm just going to let you run with that topic. First, describe what that is, because I know there's a shit ton of people who probably listen to us that have no fucking idea what I'm talking about. So, like, tell them what that is, and then let's talk about some of the
I'm
stuff.
just scratching the surface.
I know, but you
I'm
know
just
more
scratching
than
the
I
surface.
do. I
It's
mean, I know
just-
what it is, but I think
It's so,
you can deliver it better than me.
It's such a world that's so shut off to the rest of the world because they have no reason to they have no reason to show off to anybody. I mean, people through other sources have found out what Midnight Racing Team is, which is what Midnight Racing Team is the correct.
Yeah.
Which is fine. No, everybody calls it Midnight Club.
Yeah, because of
the
the
video
game,
game.
for the game, yeah.
But it's Midnight Racing Team.
Okay. So see, right there, we're even
It's-
getting corrected.
There you go.
Knowledge.
It's basically it's a group of just crazy individuals that you wouldn't think. It's not like us, These are well-cut guys, businessmen or not, they all contribute a part to make their team better. They drive, but respectfully, they're not there to kill anybody or I think in the 20 years that they did violent street racing, I think there was 1 or 2 deaths. Considering that you're driving your car 3 times a week,
Yeah, that's
at
80 plus.
yeah.
300 kilometers was baseline as you got into the late 90s, early 2000s. If the car didn't go 300 kilometers, you weren't even allowed to be you weren't even really looked at.
Yeah.
You weren't even a prospect for the club.
I got it.
Then it goes into how respecting traffic laws and driving safely and being able to drive fast but not stupid.
Yeah. Not
Respons-
reckless.
Responsibly irresponsible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. It's
Calculated risk.
calculated risk. Not to say that shit doesn't happen, but
Yeah.
So with that, 20, 30 years of street racing and on and off track racing, a lot of knowledge was
And this club is in Japan, correct?
Yeah, this is a Japanese racing club. A lot of knowledge is accumulated. When you're pushing the absolute limit of the car constantly. Most of the Midnight members were either chairman of a big tuning shop, whether it's Revolve, RMC, Promodet, multiple different. There's a bunch of different clubs.
So connected
Midnight
guys
Porsche
too,
Works,
and the
We have
enthusiasts.
our
Approval.
RMA car right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Super G.
a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of different shops. Whether they were selling cars or Auto Garage TBK, you're doing body work, or your AB plug, ab plug, and you're doing different types of body work depending, what type of style you like. Everything was so customized. Every single nut and bolt has been touched on these cars and raced and proven. Here in the United States, people are like, oh, that's just some fucking modified junk.
Yeah.
There, it's something that they've taken pride over the last 20 years in perfecting a car to be an extension of their character. And that's something that we also talked about.
Yeah.
Like modified cars are an extension of your character, and I think that I've drawn so much because they're so loud about whether it's a very lightly tuned car. It'll tell you a lot about a person and how they are and what they did with the car.
Yeah.
But it really is an extension of who the person was, and you pick up on that, and that's why every modified car is different. You're not gonna have, unless it's a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'd love to have a Cinder or a Gunther.
Yeah. Unless you're
They're-
trying to replicate the same thing over and over again.
They're high dollar supercar, hypercar owners that want these cookie cutter, exact same, whether mine has exposed carbon and different wheels,
Yeah.
Different color.
different color.
That's like basically ordering French fries with your sandwich. You're
Exactly.
like, okay.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
These cars
Sweet
are
potato fries.
Every
Exactly.
single car.
I'm gonna mix it up and get tots, bro.
Yeah.
Spicy ketchup.
Spicy ketchup is nice. I like Cheyenne ketchup. Yeah.
So these guys, obviously, they're probably the best way to not to take anything away from them, but the existential car enthusiast, essentially. They're at the, I would say, at the echelons, and not to take anything away from other car enthusiasts, but how meticulous these guys are and how involved they are and how prideful they are in what they do, right?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
pretty much
I think
explains what
Japanese
this
culture
club is.
in a nutshell is the Bushido code. Is basically what I'm doing. Not what I'm doing. I'm not doing shit. I'm trying to do.
Trying to emulate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to emulate is find that one thing and become the best at one thing.
Be a master. At
Yeah,
it
be a
all the
master
time.
at that
And
thing,
really
right?
try to, instead of typical, at least in Miami, is
I got 10 cars, right? And it's like,
or
I'm
I got
doing
10
this.
I got 10 incomes,
Yeah.
but they all suck. They all make what a you
They
got
all
10
make 10
headaches.
grand.
Yeah, they all make 10 grand when you could do it one good thing, make
Yeah.
100.
Exactly.
They all, from if it's making a sword or building a car or just if you're a sous chef or I don't whatever. If you make beer, you know, like everything.
Just be a master
it's
of the
so
craft,
prideful.
right?
You know, every craft they're so prideful and they live and die by it, and their suicide rate is so high because if they don't make it, they are failures essentially to themselves.
Because there is
life.
no 10 other businesses to
There
fall
isn't,
back on.
no.
It was like
you
this was the
dedicate
one
20
thing.
years and you fucking don't do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
I got nothing left.
Either crawl under a rock or you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
Which is
It's pretty
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty nuts,
I'll figure
right?
something out. You know,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm not-
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not that. That's why you
it's
said
not
I'm
that-
trying to emulate. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm gonna be about 80% of that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna full 100.
I'm
Minus
not.
the killing myself thing.
But they exactly that, bro. I mean, their shops have been open for 30 years doing this shit, and there's and people will say that they don't do it that good. Oh, they're RB26s, which is a Nissan GTR Skyline, GTR motor. Oh, but they don't make that much power, like or
Depending on it depends.
They can.
Yeah.
No, the point is that they're not. The American mindset is all out.
Yeah.
It's a balance in the whole build.
Yeah.
They balance cars. Here, it's just like leave everything motor, tranny, stop,
Yeah.
put a clutch in the fuel system, make as much power as you
Yeah,
can.
put a plastic dash in
break
and
it.
let's go.
Yeah, and send it. Yeah. They race cars with AC.
Yeah.
Make 800. They have to build them, but they build these cars to make 1,500 horsepower. But they'll drive them 150,000 miles at 800 horsepower. Because that's all you really need.
Yeah.
You don't need 2,500 horsepower.
Yeah.
Like it's not
Exactly.
realistic. You can't do shit with that, bro. It's
Exactly.
Going back to
It's
the Japan,
overbuilt.
going back to the Japan topic, I just looked up what it says on the seatbelt on the RE car, so you can kind of get a gist of what they believe in. You can go ahead and read that.
All the member of RE America are crazy about
RMM, yeah.
RE America.
Sorry.
No, I'll read it if
Yeah,
you want.
you're right.
It's a little, it's hard, yeah. All the members of REMMEA are crazy about cars. We are forever searching and making something new and something for the people who love the ultimate sensation with driving their cars.
That's awesome.
That's their
On their
seat
seatbelt.
belt harness.
Yeah.
That's what it says. Like,
that's-
That's a mission statement right there.
this is 25 years ago.
Yeah. That's legit.
Forever
man.
searching
Like, yeah.
I get
for the
chills.
ultimate
Yeah.
driving
That is.
experience.
That's intense, man. I mean, that's profound stuff right there. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So
Their shit is crazy, bro. There's so many crazy quotes that will blow your fucking mind.
So another thing too, I want to kind of put this in perspective because I still think we know, but to give a broader spectrum, I think you told me this because I didn't know this. Of all of the existence of that club, there's only really been and we're not quoting exact numbers, but we're guessing probably about 25 members total, right?
No. I think total members prior to like Midnight fell off, I think, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to make a comeback.
Yeah, but I mean, like when it was the OGs.
The
is what I'm
OGs,
talking
I think
about.
they will come and go. So I would say
Okay.
probably, don't hold me to this, but it was probably about, the most was 50 members.
Okay.
In total, and at like one time, maybe like 20 to 25
Yeah.
members. You
And
know,
that's fine. We're not
there's-
going to hold you to the reason
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
want that number out there is
Well,
for
there's
people.
no
This
exact
isn't
number, you know,
this isn't
again-
some like 50,000 member club. This isn't some. This is for a very select few
Not mainstream.
of
No,
enthusiasts.
in a world of literally where your life revolves around motorsport, whether it's time attack, circuit racing, drifting, rally racing,
Drag
whatever
racing.
it is, drag racing, top speed racing, highway racing, tollgate racing,
Mm-hmm.
they only pick 20
Yeah.
to 25 guys.
So it's elite. That's what I wanted to tell. It was the elite of the elite that were part of this, and it was whole person concept and car concept. It wasn't just like, oh, this guy's legit, he's fun, he's a good time, and he's crazy behind the wheel, and like he's in. It's like no,
No.
you get assessed over years.
Yeah, no, it's you get a solid. I mean, unless it was something crazy, you go through an apprenticeship, of over 2 to 3 years before you get brought into
Yeah.
the circle, and you have to bring something to the table as well. That's why everybody was either a car dealer,
Did something
body
in the
shop,
industry, right?
tuning, whatever it was. You had a part in making car culture better.
Got it.
It was to help the car culture.
Well, it makes sense why they were a team,
It wasn't
right?
to do it backwards.
Because
it
a
was to
team
literally
has a bunch of different players.
Exactly. They were a genuine team.
Yeah.
It was a genuine team in that sense. People will call themselves teams. And it's,
Yeah. But yeah, they were that.
Like
And then
RMC team with
Yeah.
fucking 3 idiots. Nothing.
one guy just humping the doorknob
Yeah.
the whole time, like. You're like, what's Eddie doing
Bernard.
again?
That's Bernard. Yeah.
I got the doorknob today, bro.
Yeah.
No. So, and I think want to highlight one more thing before we move from that topic. I want to highlight the Halo car that maybe everybody knows.
This is
or doesn't
scratching
know.
surface, by the way.
I know.
You know, and
So like
Super duper.
for us,
We could probably do 100 podcasts on this topic.
yeah. Oh, we could. And I'm going to test them more. Like next year, I'll be like, "What else did you figure out?"
Yeah, right.
But like for
Come with the checklist.
Yeah, for the Porsche guys, and since it's a Porsche podcast, the Halo $1 million 930 turbo. Like, can you elaborate what you know about that car?
So Yoshida, owner of Midnight Porsche Works, basically devoted his life to making the fastest, air-cooled 911 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They're not people that. Everything is still tradition. As far as he was the fastest person on a torsion bar setup before going to coilover.
Okay.
He was the fastest person, just like racing Skylines, like it's not just let's throw a 110 millimeter turbo. Everybody races with GT3037s or 3240s and perfects chassis, launch, RPM, cams. Same thing with 911s.
Step by step.
It's step by step. It's not, there's nothing to be overbuilt. It's making a car efficient, balanced, daily drivable. Yoshida went so far, according to a couple people that I've spoken to, he went so far to send people from Germany, from Sonderwusch and Porsche Works to Japan to tune his 934 motor that was in his street car. He spent over $350,000 on the motor alone.
Wow.
Mainly,
And that was then.
Mainly, funny enough,
Basically.
and the most money obviously spent a lot of money on the motor. The most amount of money was spent tuning the CIS system so he could drive it on the street though, because they couldn't figure it out because the car had so much fuel.
Okay.
Because it's a race motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's wide
And he
open
was-
throttle.
Or off.
Or
yeah.
off,
No,
yeah.
it's on or off switch.
I would say a good $100,000 at least was spent tuning that engine to behave like a street car.
That
so
just
whether you
shows
have
you
a 9,000
perfection.
RPM
Yeah.
race motor,
Or it could sit there and idle at a light,
but
no
you could
problem.
sit at they wouldn't turn off their cars. They sit in a parking garage, cars sitting at idle, not following plugs, AC on.
Wow.
That was the
overheating.
flex back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't turn your shit off.
Yeah.
If you gotta turn your shit off, your car doesn't work.
I like that.
And it's not Miami weather, so.
Yeah, it's true.
It's not 90
Yeah,
degrees
they
with
live-
90%
It goes to 100
humidity.
degrees. Yeah, they're chilling. Like.
I was going to
fucking-
say, it probably, a lot of the parts of Japan they were into, it probably actually helped run that kept it warm so you didn't have to warm it back up even, like when they made their runs and stuff.
Yeah. Even if you don't really, if you drive for 20, 30 miles, you can turn off the car. It's not going to, unless it's sitting for like 3 hours, the car's
Yeah.
warm. Whether the oil
I
temperature
let my
says it's
turbo
cold.
cool, bro,
Yeah.
for 2 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
it's
sitting there.
Yeah, just sitting there. Yeah, while everything else is fucking exploding.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean even if the oil temp is cold, it's circulated, it's
Yeah.
lubricated, it's fine. But yeah, man. I think that the car's also a reason why they were able to make so much power and go that fast is they weren't doing like this, very technical short driving. When you're highway driving, you got to make an assessment. 5 miles ahead, you got to be able to read the driver and how he's driving, whether he's turning lanes, whether he's seeing your signals
Yeah.
or not. When you're traveling 180 miles an hour,
Yeah.
not 5 miles, but half a mile ahead,
Exactly.
you got to be
You
able to
gotta be
make.
looking ahead,
You got to
yeah.
make a good judgment call.
Exactly.
Because it'll cost you your life.
Uh-huh.
But when you're traveling that fast, like the car's also taking in so much air that these cars can perform, especially air-cooled cars. They were basically the fastest cars on the Wangan
Yeah.
just because they would never really get hot.
Yeah. That makes sense.
They would just continue to get colder and colder
Yeah.
and colder the faster
So the
they would go.
more air you're throwing in it, the better the car's just going to run.
I mean, which
essentially.
everybody knows, but
Yeah.
no one's really
Not
which
at
is-
that level.
but-
You're not ingesting that
But the
much.
Germans designed it like
Yeah.
that for
It's
the
taking
Autobahn
in,
to be
it's
the
taking
faster
in
you go.
400,000 pounds of cubic air like per second or something.
Well,
It's
I
like
mean, I don't know.
No, I
about
know. I'm just saying like
cubic
it's something
centimeters,
insane,
That's cold.
right?
but yeah, no, it
Yeah.
makes. I mean, they designed it for the Autobahn, so
Yeah.
they figured it's a perfect car for that, and it dominated until.
The car was
Unfortunately,
supposedly ran
until
what?
the Skyline GTR came around,
With that
and
thing
unless you
ran.
had a $250,000 bill, you can't catch a GTR,
Yeah.
like for nothing. It's a factory race car, and I think that that's going to be the next
So I think
I think it's gonna be the next wave.
So some stats on that car. It supposedly ran what 240 miles an hour. The 930 turbo.
Yoshida's car. The thing is, so they would test on this course called Yatabe, and it's an oval track. So you have to take a very steep bank to then about a mile and a half straightaway back into a bank. So you had to come in. You couldn't be wide open throttle through everything.
Got it.
But you'd keep pushing harder and harder on the bank. So essentially the only car that can go 3 or 4 laps wide open throttle was a 911. You know, not even it was a Skyline or a 911, but a 911 Skyline would have to be very intricate oil system to be able to take that banking at that speed for that much time.
Yeah, because the degrees of banking.
And even then, 911s would blow up. I mean, Promo Det, you could just look up Promo Det 964 turbo, and you can watch him on a bank to flat, do 3 laps at 200 plus miles an hour, you know, barely lifting. And there's not a lot of cars you deal with. Yeah. To be honest with you. Where am I going with this?
They was going to do top speed on the 930.
Oh, yeah. So on the street, they always went faster on the street. Yeah. Because of the banking. But like recorded speed was like 330 kilometers. Okay. 328, 330, which is 200 and change. Yeah. But that's on the test track. Yeah. On the street.
Probably more.
On the, you know, at the time
long
before
straightaways.
Aqualine, you know, on Rainbow Bridge, you know, you're talking about a 5-mile stretch of nothing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. People aren't driving at 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Sounds like a great time.
Congested,
yeah, exactly. Like, it's not New York or New Jersey. Like, you know, trying to like see who can smack their mirrors off, you know, like this was safe-ish scenarios. Yeah. And they would trap, you know, 350, 360, 370 kilometers. But that's all off. Yeah. It's off record. And,
just for them when they did that.
Well, basically. They know. Yeah. I mean, they're racing. It's a dance. You know, you're racing. You're a team. You're racing 3 cars versus 3 cars. You know, they're not 20 cars deep, like caravanning through the mountains. It's,
like we do all the time.
Yeah. It's 3 cars all out. You know, racing another team.
Yeah. That's insane.
And they're even if you have a faster car, you're driving. It's not. Yeah. You know, you have to be able to.
Yeah. Can you gap them
safely? Yeah. You know, go in and out of lanes, go through cars, and you know, depending if you're driving C1 loop, you know, you're talking about a grip car versus a top end car. Yep. And there's different setups and different gear ratios, different spring rates, different tire pressures.
Speed, everything matters.
You know, some cars with 500 horsepower faster than 1,000 horsepower cars in these scenarios because you can't put down X power. Yeah. You know, it doesn't do anything. When you're taking turns at 140. You get into that, you're going to lose the car. I mean, people die. Yeah. Nowadays, the street racing culture started to come back. It came back really strong over the last 10 years. 2018, it kind of perished after a really big accident. Not big, like one person died. But to them, that's
a big deal.
It's a failure. Yeah. You know, they didn't do whatever happened. It was a mistake or an accident. And now they're starting to bring it back again. It's a bunch of kids, you know, younger than me. I would say I'm 28. These kids are 20, 19, 17, driving all out in their, you know, super cool, you know, Euro Accord R, you know, with aero and ITBs.
That's
you know,
awesome.
They're 18 years old. Yeah. You know, the 280 horsepower. Yeah. 4-door Honda at 150. But they carry those speeds. Yeah. It
takes them a long time to get there, but they get there.
Exactly.
It's momentum cars, but they're there. They leave
really
it there.
Long fifth.
And they're 150 for distance.
Yeah.
You know, in and out of turns, and that's, to me, I mean, it's just a very crazy culture.
And then it's called the $1 Million.
People have checked out. Half the people.
Awesome.
Half the people that like Porsches already checked out of this shit. Nobody's even. They're like, all right, this guy's talking about Japan.
No, I think everybody's listening because it's interesting because it's Porsche related because we're talking about like that was what the crown jewel of that like.
Yeah. So back to that. Yeah, Yoshida's car was valued at about $1 million. Yeah. You know, and it's
said to at least have that much into it, right?
That car, I mean, there's a lot of things that happened to that car that I'm not allowed to actually speak about that I've talked to. Yeah. It sounds super like, oh my God, high class information, but it's just respectfully, I'm not.
No, of course.
I'm not in the position to talk about things.
No, I wouldn't have
that I've been told, like I've been asked to.
Yeah. I would love to have, I know they would never do it because it's respect for their thing. just to have one of them on the podcast would be insane to have them talk about that time. But I know they wouldn't because that's part of their club code.
So there is. I'm working on one guy, which is basically their historian, midnight member, not a driver.
Okay.
But this guy knows. He knows the spring rates on each car,
That's awesome.
on each highway, on each somebody that's.
He's the library.
He is he's the historian, the library. He is the all. I mean, he's literally all-knowing midnight. Like, he's studied this for the last 25 years. He's devoted his life to it.
Again, it's another one of those things.
He's not surface, and he says to himself that he's only scratching the surface.
Wow.
Like, and that's how crazy. I mean, the aura that these people in these cars carry, it's like they're like, to him, they're like godlike figures.
Yeah.
Somebody who can drive at unfathomable speeds safely.
So at a cultural, like that car, and not being in a disrespectful way, but in a great way. I think culturally, the Japanese would never let that car leave outside of that culture, would they? I mean, not saying that somebody's hunting that car to try to buy
100%.
it. Because that's almost like, this is our culture. This is what we did. Like, this is our thing. Like, if it sells, it needs to go to somebody else who's worthy.
It's what you have to. It's
and not even just a Japanese other person for race, but almost like another worthy enthusiast.
It's passing the sword.
Yeah,
you're passing for them. It's
the baton.
Yeah.
No, they're passing a sword. It's a samurai sword.
Samurai stuff, right?
They're passing something that's that's been. You can't just take a car that's been worked on for the last 20 years, spent X money on, and then just dump it to whoever.
Of course not.
And like when I
will be disrespectful for everything
I have people
that they
hit me
did.
up about certain cars, and I feel it feels fucked up, but I really don't pay them that much attention because I don't feel like they're the right owners for the car.
You're
certain
not
cars,
worthy.
I mean,
No Porsche for you.
whatever. An '87 G50 M491, anyone can have it. Like, it's cool. It's a great
Anybody
car,
can
but it's
have
not.
it.
There's nothing special to me.
Yeah.
About it, I think, but
I think that's great though too. Even as like that's saying a lot to your character, that you have some soul and respect for even the cars, not even just for like that culture, but in general, where somebody just wants to throw you money to be like, oh, I want this certain car, and it's like, dude, nah, those are real special, dude. You can't just have.
I
that.
mean, you know what? A lot of people think it's bullshit until you sell a special car to somebody that doesn't treat it just like not even about treating it. That isn't the right owner.
Yeah, they're not the right caretaker
and you're
for the
just
car,
like,
right?
regardless of whether you thought like, oh, I should, like, you're just like, damn, I shouldn't have sold them the car.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that do like that, like like a lot of people in your circle of cars, all these, all these Targas that you guys do, and all those cars get traded within friends.
Yep.
For that exact reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are stock 911s. You know, they got a built 3.4.
Yeah.
With some coilovers.
Exactly.
Somebody spent $50,000 on it. Imagine spending $300,000 on a car, 20 years of tuning and doing all this
the
shit,
sweat
and resources and parts.
The caregiving on the car. I mean, it's literally.
And then just dumping it to any idiot that comes through a fucking. Oh, exactly. You got money?
Exactly. Oh, you're a Bitcoin fucking millionaire.
Oh,
cool.
bro,
well, no problem, bro. Like.
Which we now accept cryptocurrency, by the way.
Nice. I love it. We do. I love it. It's legit. That wasn't a joke.
No. And he's putting a turbo kit on his Shark.
Yeah. Speaking of turbo stuff,
everything.
You're joining the Medianoche Club. That's what we call it. It's midnight in Spanish. We can't be midnight. Midnight's illegal.
Exactly.
You cannot be midnight.
I love it.
So we're Medianoche.
I like it.
Which is a Cuban sandwich.
I love it.
Fucking ridiculous.
Now you guys have your own little like car scene that you have your get-togethers, and trust me, I might not seem like I'm paying attention, but when I see your midnight runs and when you're together on your stories, and you're not necessarily people tag you.
I don't know. People.
And then
I'm not trying to be a dick. Just don't repost it.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
that.
I see it on other people's stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's like you, but I'm saying I'm seeing what you're doing, not in a bad way, in a good way.
Yeah.
Like where you're doing your own, like, culture-based, like, okay, hey, I believe in this, let's go do this, but let's be safe, let's not be stupid. Like, we're not going to be those guys that are out here just pinging off a rev limiter, doing dumb shit, and like, we're going to go have fun. Like, we're going to try to, if we can be 10% of what those guys were, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Just kind of being exactly that. Just 10%.
Yeah.
We're 10% and enjoying it in a similar fashion.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go crazy speeds, but it's driving spiritedly.
Yeah.
not through a back road in second, third gear, which is sick. I can't wait to do it. No, but for real.
Yeah.
But we're enjoying what we have.
Yeah.
Which is highway.
You're making what works for you. Yeah.
So
Like
what
you
we
said,
have
it's
is highway.
all those different
That's all we have.
experiences.
It's different experiences.
And on ramps.
Yeah. Cloverleaf
Number one
on
on
ramps.
ramps,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like,
One right turn.
Yeah.
All right,
Everybody
we're good.
get together, you know.
let's
No.
do it, bro.
No, but no, we have a couple of good. We've been learning a lot of routes and a lot of
Routes with less traffic, so it's safe.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Obviously.
safest to
And
me.
it takes time out there to figure that out, right?
R&D.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, even I've made mistakes. And even when you think you know the road, that's what the craziest thing is learning the road. You know, like learning every bump in the road, learning what
dips.
lane to be in,
Yeah.
at what time, at what speed.
They're like, man, there's like a scratch in this side of the road at this.
I mean,
do
I
not be
know-
over there, and
I
then
mean,
after that, you're good to go.
There's so many different examples. Like there's a median road that we take. You know, it goes concrete to asphalt. It's usually a concrete to asphalt that throws at the car. That really unsettles the car. And it's never an even patch.
Oh yeah,
So
especially down here.
It'll fall off.
And that's that we have good roads.
No, we have really good roads.
No, yeah, yeah.
But when you're
Comparison
going
to the rest of the
150,
country. Yeah, you
all
do.
those little things,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
it's
There's
not
a-
about the bump. If
Yeah.
you know what happens if you hit a bump at 150
Yeah.
miles an hour,
Exactly. Exactly.
you don't feel it.
Exactly.
It's the
Yeah. Yeah, it's the big air cushion.
It's the big air cushion where you compress suspension, and
And I think a lot of people don't realize too, when you hit that like at high speed, you're unsettling all the air underneath the car too. And all that aero is not allowed to do what it's supposed to do because it's
Right.
channeling air. Now you've come out of that slipstream and you're fucked.
it's
Some
happened.
jet wash.
Yeah.
It's happened to me. So
Yeah. He's
that,
flew into somebody's jet wash.
it's happened at 150 miles an hour to me.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
scary
been a
as shit.
really shitty
Ugh.
ride.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, no, it is what it
Yeah.
is. That's part of learning.
No, I know.
It's just it's trial and error, bro. You know,
Ugh.
but you don't. It's not fun to lose control at 150 miles an hour. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Your life is.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
there is no control.
No, it's completely zero control. It's hold on.
Or you could just
It's
be
like hydroplaning.
low and slow, right?
Low and
Like
slow
Eddie.
and just air out of the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Or
Yeah.
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 We could just do cars and coffee.
Yeah, and just be chill.
Yeah.
There's something
Not
for
be me.
There's something for everybody.
I do it
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's all about. It's
I
just
feel like
different
you
car
guys
cultures.
sell
It's what I
everything-
like. I'm
everything
just.
for everybody.
It's what I like.
No,
you know?
of course. I'm the same way. I'm in the mountains often. Track.
You do it
I'm
a lot.
yeah.
You guys have been going up a lot.
Yeah.
You guys with,
Really
the, with the
carving
road
up.
tripping and stuff.
Yeah, I've been
That
up
shit
there.
looks like fun,
I've
man.
been up there heavy duty. You should come one time and like just to like experience something different. Like the reason why we have
No,
to go up there is
100%.
like we don't have like I'm in St. Pete. I have similar roads. We have straightaways.
Yeah.
You know, and
it.
turbo cars.
But even
they
your straightaways
eat.
there are a little.
Yeah.
But you have highways and stuff like.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We have some
That's-
good
it's
rips.
really similar to
yeah,
down
we
here.
have some good rips there. We have some really good long bridges too that are clean straight roads that you can really rip on. So I mean we have it too. Like when I had the Turbo S from you guys, I did like 200 in that car on the bridge.
There you
Like,
go.
That car can move. Oh,
High fives.
yeah. So whoever has that car in Chicago, she's been 200, and whether you take her that way or not, she can do it.
She can do it.
and not worry about it. Like she's
How did it
totally
feel?
good. It's planted.
How's the feeling though?
Oh, it's exhilarating.
Yeah.
There's
Adrenaline.
nothing like it.
Yeah. When you see that 2 come on that speedo, you're
Chasing
like,
that 2?
Shit. You're like
Chasing
shit.
that 2 is no joke,
No.
especially with a sub 600 horsepower
Yeah.
car. you
Oh
know?
yeah. It wasn't easy. I used all of the bridge to do it. I mean, it was like 7 miles of bridge, and I used all of it to get there.
Fucking sick, huh?
But it was. I mean, they're built for it. It had the
No,
arrow
dude,
for it.
It does it. It does.
Yeah.
They do it everywhere else. So why
Yeah.
can't we? I mean, if you're in a safe scenario, your
Yeah.
car is maintained.
Oh, yeah.
There's no traffic on the road. I at least like to do a lap. You know.
That's why I
and
do.
check the
Yeah.
street.
Same.
And
Make sure there's no debris.
Make sure
there's no shit
fucking,
out there.
nothing crazy on the street.
And full disclaimer, like the run was like on a Wednesday at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean,
there wasn't a
that's-
soul on the road.
Even on the weekends, it's dangerous here. Well, I don't drive on weekends because there's a lot of drunk drivers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like 3 o'clock in the morning, bro. It's Miami.
And
probably-
tourists.
3 o'clock in the
tourists
morning,
flying.
Yeah.
I could drive sober at 3 o'clock in the morning, and everyone's drunk.
Oh yeah. I
Everyone
believe it.
is like just swerving. I saw a fucking Challenger hit the wall, like not like hit the wall like hard, like it looked like he kind of was just fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe
Like,
slept.
yeah.
Like hit the barricade, like and just like got back in his lane.
Like, no big deal.
Yeah, like no big deal, bro. Got off on the next exit. I was like imagine if
Yeah.
you went this way and I was going that
Yeah.
way. You know, like that's not.
Holy shit.
It's.
But you're right. It is Miami. It's nuts, man. Like, and you could tell, like, Aaron and I were coming, like, even in broad daylight. I think we rolled in here at noon. We're coming in. It's like 11:30 as we come in. seriously, speed goes from like, even on the alley, it's fast, like 85, 90. We come in, everybody's 105, like in a Kia Sorento.
Yeah.
Like,
All
what the
out.
fuck? Like
All
up your
out.
ass. You're like, what are you doing? Oh,
All out.
like
Holy.
You can tell
bald
exactly
fucking
when you get
tires.
into Miami-Dade County when
Yeah.
you're driving.
Oh yeah, it's like corded fucking tires. Like you're like, what are you doing, bro?
Turn signal? No.
Yeah, no, it's like, bro, she's like on the,
The thing
like
is,
on the
you know
Nara
what?
circuit.
You know why people don't use turn signals here? Because when you throw the turn signal, they usually don't let you in. It's the opposite.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you're trying to get in
You're
front
trying
of
to
me.
get in front of me.
Exactly.
You're not going to get in front
Yeah,
of me.
pedal down,
Accelerate.
right? Yeah, pedal
it's-
down,
You
right?
don't. I mean, don't let them know your next move. Like it's fucking
Oh,
terrible.
legit.
I mean, if you're going faster, yeah, you know. But like, if you're just trying to like nicely merge into another lane,
Actually, I had a couple people let
they
me
literally
in,
box
which
you
is-
in.
Yeah.
You were shocked. You were like, holy
You don't live
shit,
here
that guy
every
let
day.
me
though.
in.
Yeah.
I don't get the whole experience.
Yeah, you don't get
It's
the
just-
whole experience.
Just visiting.
You don't get
Yeah.
the day
It's
to day
fucking-
bullshit.
It's bullshit, bro. It's huge bullshit. But yeah, man. Hopefully we get you into a Skyline.
I want one, man.
It's gonna turn into
I want
Skyline
one.
talk.
I know. I want one. I've always wanted one. You know, I got that Asian
Yeah.
blood. I gotta have a JDM in the garage.
At least
right?
try it
Like,
once, bro. Get your feet wet.
No, it's
Break
go-
even,
It's gonna happen. I don't-
rock it, and
You know me, I don't like to move stuff, so if I get one, I'm hanging on to it. I already know I'm going to love it. That's kind of why I've been avoiding it this long, because I know once I do it, I'll be like, bro, I don't even drive the 911s
Yeah, you'll be hooked right away.
Like, everybody's gonna
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Cancel me now. Will Smith, cancel my ass.
I'm gonna, bro, straight up. I mean, dude, we've both driven everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Eddie for the longest time. Eddie bought a Skyline. It blew
No,
up over
I-
there when they were tuning it.
I remember
did.
you told me that. Like,
Yeah.
you had an R30,
Unfortunate.
R33, right?
R33 GTR.
Yeah. And you're like, I can't wait. I'm going to get it. And you're like, yeah, that dream's
Hey,
gone.
I guess it just wasn't the time.
It wasn't meant
Yeah.
to be, bro.
You know,
That's true.
Wasn't meant to be.
it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It'll happen, and it just wasn't the time. It wasn't whatever it was. It just wasn't meant to be. But he's driven a quarter of the cars that I drive. I drive everything in here. I know.
Yeah.
They talk to you.
I feel the mod difference. I feel at what type of driving, you know.
Well, they're balanced too, right? They're 50-50
No, but
cars, right?
all
Like-
cars.
Oh,
I've driven
yeah.
everything.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Literally everything under the sun. Like,
Oh, I know that.
and I drive these
mean,
cars. I make sure they work.
Yeah.
You know, I make
Well,
it
you're
work.
good
I
about that,
I
like-
step on them and make
Yeah.
sure that they fucking perform. I mean, it's a modified car, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it. You're not buying it to fucking take it to Just Cars and Coffee. You're gonna step on it there and step on it home.
I really want that.
You know, but
Freaking Army Green RWB again some days.
Stay
but
local.
I know, but I'm not.
The
I
price
know.
is gonna
And
be
he
so
has more than one.
crazy, bro.
Well, I know because
got two green
premium.
RWBs.
The premium's gone up
Yeah.
on
no,
it
but
too.
fuck the premium, bro. You'll never fucking own a car. Like, you can't get a real RWB. Imagine a real RWB,
Yeah.
which is a fucking
Well, I know that's what I'm saying. The price, it's priceless. It's way going to be. I can't afford that. I'm gonna
motor,
be broke all my
tranny,
fucking
suspension,
life, so-
brakes, you know.
Yeah.
And then rough world.
Yeah.
Imagine having a rough world car with
A legit
with
yeah.
original paint.
Yeah.
And ceramic coated.
that really raced at
You're supposed to
idlers.
have shit paint, bro.
Yeah.
And
And
cars
they-
supposed to have character.
Yeah, and they put down.
Battle scars.
Yeah, they put down lap times at idlers like that car actually did.
And I'm
Right.
not against RWBs that are show cars. Again, personal.
Well, we talked about that too. Even
Personal
my
taste.
GT3, it's been in the mountains 3 times and it's already rock blasted in the front. And
Bro,
everybody's like, "Oh, why don't you
it's
PPF
beautiful.
it? Why don't you do this?" I was like, "I'm not fucking doing that, dude. It's part of what I do."
What are you gonna PPF the fucking bumper for?
Well, no, I'm
you
not going
take
to.
the PPF off.
I'm not going
It's gonna
to.
pull the paint. You're gonna have to paint it
Yeah.
anyways.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying, for what
No,
I
no,
do,
I'm
for
not saying
what I
you.
do,
Yeah, just in general.
for what I do, like for me, those are what, you know, and Boy Scout bullshit,
They're
merit
trophies.
badges. It's
Yeah.
trophies, right? Like for me being out there, it shows I drive my shit, and like I pride. Not saying that's wrong if you don't, but I pride myself on like giving the cars exercise because shit, I spent the money for it. I'm gonna get my money out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that's the way
as
I
long as
look
you
at
maintain it, there's
yeah,
nothing-
that's what I mean.
You
You're
bought
hu-
it for the experience.
Exactly.
Not to look at it.
Yeah, for me, I love the way they look, but I love them being behind the wheel. Like my best look out of the car is me being behind the wheel of it. For me,
100%.
So-
And what about you?
I'm saying I don't care. I mean, I knew the car that I got was been tracked. I was like, cool. All right, send it.
Send it.
I mean,
Fuck
Proven.
it.
That
That's what
has
it's
been
for.
proven.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's still-
battle
I
tested.
mean,
he got the
like
he
it.
got the coolant lines welded just so he can go
Yeah.
beat the shit out of it on track.
Nice.
So for sure you're tracking it tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, dude.
Fuck, it's been a crazy week.
I know, right? I'm
Fucking.
busy.
But yeah,
Does your car
same
have
shit.
it's a driver bro sticker? Does it do one?
No, that one doesn't
Oh,
have one
shit.
yet. Yeah, I don't know if it's
Slacking.
earned it yet. It's only been 3 mountain trips. It hasn't been on track
3
yet.
mountain trips?
So
Shit's got like 5,000 miles
I
of
know.
use.
It does, dude.
I don't know.
It's already ran through a set of tires in 6 months. You're like, yeah,
Nice.
it's not earned it yet. But once it gets a track day under it, maybe then.
That's
Official
funny. It's
driver
funny.
bro sticker.
Talking like the rock chips, like that's how a Wangan car is not a Wangan car unless it doesn't have paint on the bumper.
Yeah. Well, I told you the red 964, the whole bottom area, all you see is
Sandblast.
done.
Sick.
There's no paint there.
Love it.
And everybody's like, dude, are you ever going to paint that? I was like, why?
Hell no.
It is painted with
Yeah.
rocks.
I was like, dude.
Exactly.
I was like, even if I did paint this,
It's
it would
peppered in
look
white.
it would look fucked up if I painted it because it's got rock chips on the hood, like the fucking
Hey, it's not-
pontoons,
it won't match.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no, wait a minute.
Leave that shit alone, bro.
No.
That shit
No,
looks
I'm not going
sick.
to.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Just talking in general.
Yo, yeah. No, people even, listen to what Danny's saying too. Like, if you have a car like that, dude, who gives a fuck?
Enthusiasts will be
Unless
like,
it's got
"All
like
right,
10,000 miles,
This
you
guy
know?
likes
Yeah.
to drive.
And you got rock chips, then you got bigger concerns, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like, if you got a 50,000 mile car with rock chips,
Yeah.
fucking send that bitch.
You should.
Get more rock
You'll
chips
get,
on there.
You'll get more
Add rock
pleasure
chips.
out of
Yeah.
it. Like we talked about being alive. You'll feel more alive for it,
Oh, yeah.
I guess. Right? As opposed to these diaper queens. You know, you sitting there like shining it up and shit.
You know, for some people, it's more the trophy.
Yeah.
And I don't, and I don't blame. Some people don't really. Some people it's just attaining their dream car, and
That's okay too.
it's
Yeah,
not my.
you're right.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah.
part of culture. You
It
know,
is.
it's car
It-
culture.
it-
At the end of
it
the day, it's just not my style, but I'm not against
Yeah,
it.
it adds to the demographic of the car culture.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate it. Like, I like looking at cool static stuff, and people are really into that stuff.
Yeah,
I just
it's
think
art. At the end of the day, it's art. So to me, it becomes more of a less of the driving experience. It becomes art.
Yeah.
Like and that's
It's preservation.
Yeah.
of-
for me,
But I
that
think that that's
screams-
all gonna fucking
for me,
change.
it screams stress because the kind of guy I am, I'd be like, man, thank you for owning that car, because if I own that car, I would fucking not sleep at night because I'd be like, something in the garage is gonna fall on
Yeah,
that fucking
paranoid.
thing, or
yeah.
like I
Scared to park
yeah,
it anywhere.
like it would just get fucked up.
No.
But anyways, I think we took enough of your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. Can't wait for the open house. Can't wait for you on track tomorrow.
I'm tracking some
I know.
stock piece of shit.
Send it, man.
wait.
Even better.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can chase
Body
you boys
roll
out.
for the win.
See if, yeah, bitch it has like KW air cup system.
Let's see it.
And
Let's see
So
it.
we're gonna see that thing fucking. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll see if I could track you boys down. You're gonna be advanced group, huh?
We're done anyways, Dad.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
We're done, Dad. All right. See you guys
Pappy.
in the next one.
All right. Sounds
Deuces.
awesome.
RMC. Buy your next thing here, homies. I have. I know many others have, and many others still will.
Hopefully
do
you
it.
do too.
I'm gonna get.
Hopefully
another-
Aaron, but Aaron doesn't
Well,
fucking.
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a no.
yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll talk to
keep
my
you
wife.
posted.
I'll get
Yeah,
back to you.
yeah.
We'll have a better chance of me buying a GTR before Aaron buys something.
That's 100%
again.
true. That's facts.
So that'll probably happen for sure. Hey,
I'm okay
all
with
good
it.
though.
As long-
I'm ready.
I
for a
got 50%
GTR.
of the team on board.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
I'm
all
with
good.
it.
It's all
all right.
good.
Talk to you guys later.
See you
See you
later.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of PCAR Talk. Connect with us on Instagram at PCAR Talk or online at pcartalk.com.